Hey everybody, just trying to get this up and going. There we go. Everybody hear me okay? Let me turn off the volume. Okay, no more echo, right? All right. Give me a hello in the chat if you can hear me okay. If this is echoing or not. All right. So we're back. Hope everybody had a good Easter weekend. It's been a while. I missed last night because of Easter, so I'm streaming tonight, and I thought we'd get going on this again. Let's see, looks like we got 17 people in here. All right. So I was thinking about finishing up these boots first, and then moving on up to the finishing up the pants. Okay, got a commercial. Everybody hear me okay? Sounds good? Let's see, okay. I know there's a delay, so. All right, let's make this, I was gonna make this boot cuff. Hey Blands, how's it going? Awesome. All right. So this is the third week on this character. The first week we blocked her out, and the second week we started making the costume for her, and this week we're just going to continue building that costume. So excited to get going. It's a little chilly in here for some reason. I don't know why, but yeah, let's get going. Okay, so last time I talked about this boot with these 3 straps right here. Here, let's get it big. So this concept was provided by Johannes Helgeson, which is he's an amazing concept artist. I really love his stuff, and he was gracious enough to allow me to model her up. So when you look at this boot, you can see that it has these 3 straps, and it kind of has this panel that is laying over the top that sort of looks like a piece of leather that's flopping over and you know, and then being strapped closed, kind of like a ski boot. So I was going to build it out like this, and I think this area right here is just the shadow. So I'm not gonna build anything underneath that cuff. It's just the shadow there. And later on, I'll pull up the colored version. Johannes colored this, and it looks so good, so good. So, okay. So to build that panel, let's click this boot, and we'll see if it has any subdivision levels. It does. So let's duplicate it off and delete the lower subdivision levels. Okay. Then I'm just going to use the Topology Brush like we did before and just build this panel out. Okay. So how's everybody doing? Chat's all quiet tonight. I know we just got started and it's a Monday. Let's see. It's going to go down to that boot buckle, which is about here. All right. And we'll split this in half. Anatomy studies. Hey Lance, how's it going? I said hello to you before, huh? Yes, hello. How's it going? Hello again. Hey, Aspie, how's it going? Good to see you. Okay. Just going to start making this geometry. 4 a.m. Ooh, the coffee sounds good. Okay, let's see. Now when you're making these lines, you want to go past, see this line right here that's red? You want to draw past it. The reason why is because then you can continue on with that line. If it stops, if you stop on that line and make a green circle, you can continue it, but it's kind of, sometimes it messes up. So I rather just draw past it. Well, draw past it. There we go. And the smaller your brush, the smaller the dots too. There you go. Sometimes it will draw through the object. You have to be careful. Oh, cool. Hey, Fonzo. Welcome. I'm glad you've been looking forward to it. I've been busy, so it's kind of been off my mind until it was kind of funny because the time difference here in Utah, I'm in Utah, is an hour off from where the Pixelogic headquarters are in California. So I'm an hour, let's see. It's 8 o'clock here and it's 7 o'clock in California, and it was kind of confusing when it was 6 o'clock here. I'm like, oh dang, do I have to stream in like 15 minutes? So, because I got backwards, but my brain sometimes is crazy. That's what happens to us artists. Usually not very good mathematicians. Which is funny because my dad is a CPA. He's all about math. Okay. So, see how this comes down and then tucks underneath that belt? That's, or the boot belt. That's kind of why I'm doing that first. I'm I'm building this panel before I build the belt, because I'm going to build the belt over top of it. So let's see. I'll do one more skinny little guy down here. And the lines don't matter, the dots matter, the green dots, because they're the things that are gonna make the geometry. So you need to pay attention to that. Yeah, James. Hey, welcome to the stream. You know, if you're great at math, that's awesome. But I'm not, and I'm not going to claim that I am. So, I should say usually us artists. Okay, it's a good percentage. All right. Okay, that's looking good. Remember, this is based off of your brush thickness. So I'm going to make it a little thicker and then tap on the surface. And then it's low resolution on purpose, and because now I can manipulate it. But I'm going to make it a single-sided surface instead of popping it out like that. So how you do that is you go down to draw size 1, and then you tap on the surface. And when you go down to draw size 1, sometimes it doesn't always take. So you have to tap it a couple times. You kind of, yeah. Come on, ZBrush. You can do it. You can do it. There it goes. Okay. So let's hide the object, invert it. Now you can see it. And then we'll delete hidden. And now I have this piece. And I'm going to move it out on its normals. And in order to do that, if you don't know, is just this last red circle right here. You just right click on that and pull it out and it'll move along normals. So then I can get a better idea of how this is looking. I can hit D to dynamically subdivide it. Oh yeah, tax season here too. I think today is tax day. Like today. Correct me if I'm wrong. I usually do mine along in the very, very beginning. As soon as I can. Okay, let's see. These panels are looking awfully bulky now. I want to hug the surface more. So I think I'm going to subdivide this once and then get rid of the lower subdivision levels. It might be a little too dense, but we'll see. And when I do that, it drops the corners in a little bit, so I have to pull them back out. And these will be tucked underneath these the boot flaps that are folding over. Now I'm going to get the Z modeler and delete this edge. Let's see. Whole edge loop. Yeah. Oh. Come on. There we go. Gosh. Wasn't working. Then I can slide these around. Make sure I'm on edge loop complete. Just straighten them out a little bit. Oh yeah. I was hoping a bunch of people would get in here because I'm going to show you guys a couple things. There we go. Okay. I'm going to show you guys a couple things really quick. Because I found some stuff on my backup hard drive left over from Infinity that I was going to show you. I talked about them on the first stream, some stuff that wasn't released. I thought I'd show you the actual models of them. So here is the Collector's Edition Hulk. And it's really big, like it's like almost 20 million polys. So I hope my stream doesn't stop. Okay. So here he is in all his glory. You can see the back of him. You have Hulk. You don't have this Hulk though, right? This was the premium edition that was going to be printed pretty big. You can see the size of the regular Infinity disc down here underneath. That's a normal disc, and this is the premium size. So there we go. Yeah, he was fun. I didn't model the original model. I only posed this guy and made a bunch of tweaks on the surface and made these rocks and this smoke coming up and the fire and stuff like that. So glad you guys like it. So it sort of lives on, you know. And then I also did Hera from Rebels. And her tentacle thingies, where are they? Let me show you. Okay, there we go. So here's Hera. She turned out pretty cool. We did a couple different treatments on these tentacles. So we tried a painted version, and we tried a embossed out, and some scribed lines. Just trying different looks, and I think we ended up on this one. I can't remember. She never got into production, so. That Hulk model took, geez, I can't even remember. A couple weeks at least. Yeah, I mean, he was already made from the first toy, so he was just posed after that. How long ago? I think it's been, what, a year maybe? 11 months? 10 months? Something like that. Okay. So back to in progress here. And then I have one more thing that I'll show you guys. Let me save this off first. Looks like your foot's sticking through the bottom of that boot. Okay, let me save this. It's doing something, you guys just can't see it. Because I use XSplit, and XSplit hides everything that's not ZBrush. Which is cool sometimes and not other times. Okay. Do I have like the Spider-Man to view? Like the actual model Spider-Man? Yeah, and later on in the stream I have something really cool to show you guys. So, but let me show you. On the first stream I mentioned that I had a big Boba Fett printed out. And here he is. He's really big. Let's see him in the light. There's the detail. He's awesome. I love how big this one is. So cool. Oh, hey, Ash, I didn't even see you. Yay. All right. So that was kind of my departing gift from Disney Interactive. I should say Avalanche. Okay, let's get this back up here. Thank you so much. Okay, let's get back to these boots. The boots. I'll push this foot back up in there. All right. So with this panel selected, I can turn on transparent, and then I can kind of see how far away it is from the boot underneath. Thank you very much, everybody. Fun to share that stuff. Oh yeah, I was gonna save this and then restart. Okay, let me restart this. I gotta get those models out because they're so huge. When quick save happens, it takes a long time because it's saving all of that stuff into my project, into my quick save project. So let me clear those out. And I have my own ZBrush project. It's this ruler I was telling you guys about last week. And then I just load my tool into that. Okay. There we go. Now we're back and we don't have those extra tools in here. So, all right, let's get back to it. Let's turn this transpose parent off. Let's go back to this. The ZBrush modeling material is the best. I love it. Okay, and it's starting to mess with the shape of the leg, so I need to get it back into place here. Get those ankles and straighten that out a little bit. Turn my smooth intensity down. Okay, now I'm gonna add a panel to it, some thickness. And how you do that, I don't know if I showed you guys already or not. If you go to Edge Loop, if your panel loops turn down to 1, your polish is set to 0, your bevel, I don't want a bevel on this one, set to 0, and then you can play with the thickness. And I want to go inwards, so the elevation needs to be at -100, and then hit loop. Let's turn off dynamic subdivision. And now you can see that it's added thickness. It's kind of like tapping on it when you're doing the topology brush, but it's a little more controlled. Because you can add a bevel and things like that. So it's pretty easy. Oh, nice. Awesome. I love to hear that stuff. I have so many toys. I need to put some shelves in here. My kids play with them a lot, so they're all out in the TV room. Okay, now that I have thickness, what I can do to crease these edges is I can hit groups by normal, and that will group everything that's beyond a certain angle. I'm getting a warning that I'm taking too much of my CPU. Tell me if the stream lags. I can kind of see it. Okay. So now you can see that it automatically grouped all these edges. I mean, this green looks like the same group. It might be. I don't think so. So now we can go to crease and turn our crease level to about 3. And then, oh yeah, I think we did this with the toe of the boot, didn't we? Then crease polygroups. Then we can add those subdivisions back. And there's our panels. And they're really thick. So I'm going to reduce the size of those things. Especially on this, oh, what did I do? Move. There we go. Especially on the side without the buckle, I want it to kind of just attach to that boot. Oh, hey. Welcome, I Am Print. So what format was that? Ashley, I'm curious. I'm just reducing the thickness of this panel on the boot here at the edge. Oh, dueling streams. Who did you duel with? And how did you do that? Was that on the Pixelogic channel? I missed that one. Was that the bird-looking creature you made? Oh, that sounds awesome. Man, I've been wanting to do something like that with a lot of different streamers. That'd be awesome. All right. Oh, on your own channel. Okay, that makes more sense. I'm going to be streaming more on my own channel as soon as I get my course out. So, which should be due out fairly soon. I'm just buttoning up the last little bits right now. Okay. Why does that foot keep popping through? There we go. Awesome. A 6-hour stream. Oh man. Yeah, Troy and Lena did like a 24-hour stream. My back would die. I don't know how you do that. I know you take breaks and stuff like that, but my goodness. Okay. It's looking all right. Notice I'm not paying too much attention to how this resolves up here because I know it's going to be kind of hidden by this this roll. I don't mind if you ask Ashley questions in there. It's fine. Unless it's hard to ask on text, I guess, typing. I guess you'd be typing on her channel too. But I don't mind. Let's see. Okay. Any more problems? All right, I'm going to do the belt that goes over the top. Let's see. If I missed your question, just type it again. I'm kind of into it. Let's see. Oh, Sealy17. Hey, how's it going? Do you work on the cloth and accessories after creating the body and then you work on the face and the head? It varies, but yes, that's typically how I do it. I usually do the body first and I block out the head. I get all the proportions. I get it looking fairly okay. And then I'll go and build all the costuming, because costume has a big effect on kind of everything. And then I will detail out the face after that and start adding the little tiny details, like just all the little rivets and belt ends and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, it just kind of varies. It's whatever I feel at the time, I guess, like just how the progress is working. And it's like, oh, I think I'll build this part now, and I think I'll build this part now. Sometimes I'll get right into the face. Like if it's something I know that I'm going to struggle with and it's going to take me a while to nail it. Yeah, it's different every time, but this is normally how I do it. So let's see. 6 hours. Ash. I might do one. I'll have to see. Okay. I'm gonna have to go back and watch that. Do you have, Ashley, do you have those on your saved on your channel? You can go back and check them out. Johnny Young, Yug, Johnny Yug. There we go. How's it going, Johnny? You want to know how you go make the details. I don't know if I'm going to be getting into details tonight, but after I block out all the big, so what I usually do is I go work big to small. So I do the largest things closest to the skin first, and then I work my way down to the smaller, finer details. So I don't know how long that's going to take me to get there, but hopefully within the next couple of streams. So let's see. Okay, that's cool. I gotta check it out. Aspie, thanks. Yeah, I don't know. I like teaching, so I automatically go into teaching mode while I'm sculpting. I assume people want to hear it, so tell me if you don't. If you just want to watch, that's fine. But most people are like, yeah, just tell me what you're doing. Which it kind of takes me longer to sculpt stuff because I'm yapping. But I like to share. I'm going to the University of Utah tomorrow to do a presentation in front of a bunch of students. That'll be kind of fun. Looking forward to that. All right, let's go put the belt on. Okay, select the boots again, duplicate. Get rid of the subdivision levels and do it again. Let's see. And if any of you guys tried to get my ruler last week, my site was having issues. It was having some problems, and it's still having problems that aren't resolved. So there's one place. Well, if you just go to 3dcharacterworkshop.com, you can get there. But if you put the www dot on the front of it, it only sometimes works. I'm trying to get that resolved still. I don't know. It's being dumb. So sorry about that. And if you have my brushes in my user interface, but you don't have my brand new ruler, it's up there now and there's 3 brand new training videos on how to use the brushes, the UI, and the ruler. So if you guys are interested, go check it out. All right. I'm going to extend this past down to the sole, just so I can have one more polygon to work with. Whoa. Okay, let's see. Ba-bum. Oh, Poopzilla. Cool. Oh, thank you, NLTMW. I appreciate it. Dropping knowledge bombs. Yes. When I can remember, when I can think of them, I'll show you. Probably heard this question 1,000 times regarding creating a concept. I'm not a good drawer. Never get to model anything interesting or special. So honestly, I'm not a concept artist either. I'm a modeler. I have tips about modeling, but not too many about concept art. I usually depend on concept artists to give me art, because when you're in the industry and you're a game modeler, you're modeling somebody else's concept about 95% of the time. It's very rare that you're doing your own stuff. Sometimes, and the smaller the studio, the more you get to do your own stuff. But yeah, maybe somebody can answer that question if there's any concept artists in here. Like a lot of my friends, whoops. What did I do? There we go. Okay. Let me concentrate for just a second before I lose what I'm doing here. Boom, belt. Yeah, usually my buddy Matthew Armstrong comes in here. And he is a phenomenal concept artist. If you look up Matthew Art, I believe. Let's see. Okay, I forgot to straighten out this side over here. Yay, thank you for all the links. You're awesome. Okay, so we got to tuck this belt in up on top of the sole and in the boot so it has resolution. All the things. Do we not have any Pixelogic peeps here tonight? Where's Kyle? Let's see. What was the name of that other brush you used to make topology at one point in time from the last stream? Are you talking about the insert primitives brush, like where I'm inserting like spheres and things, or are you talking about the other way of retopologizing that I showed you? Okay, let's see. I'm going to do that group by normals and then crease. You know, it keeps the crease level at 15 for every single subtool, so you got to make sure you come back in here and turn that down before you hit crease polygroups. And does anybody want to know what that does? Is anybody curious? Because sometimes I feel like I'm repeating myself. But if there's new people in the stream and they haven't heard what things are for, feel free to ask and I'll explain it again. Sealy 17, you work in the world of finance. Oh, I couldn't do it. My brain couldn't do it. Okay, so the strap is kind of going from, because I wasn't paying attention, it's kind of going from the outside and like resolving over here. So I'm going to, I need to have it resolve up here. So this is a cool kind of a trick. I'm going to use the ZModeler brush and cut in an edge loop. Insert. And the reason I'm doing this is because then it's easier to select a poly group. Because here, I'll show you what I'm talking about. If I have a poly group that's just single, just one strip of polygons, I can't really select that because it'll always select its neighbor. See how it's got its neighbor right there? Because it wants to select the vertice. The vertice is what grabs the poly group, not the edge. So I need to make more edges in here. So I'm just going to put one in there. Now, if I select that poly group, then it'll just grab that poly group. And it always helps to have one more row in there anyway, so it's not bad. Now, since I have everything else hidden, I'm going to go delete hidden. And the reason I did that is because it's much, much easier to manipulate a single a single side of strip of polygons than it is a double side. Because more than likely with a double-sided thing, you're going to mess it up somehow, some way. Because the brush just doesn't grab everything when you want to move it. So I'm just going to kind of break this for a minute. Pull it up the boot. All right. Kingsley's lurking in here somewhere. Are you spying him? Let's see. Oh, what's the difference, Bluefire Sound, between the okay. So when I make something else, I'll use that topology method so you can see it again. It's just using ZSpheres. So you use ZSpheres and you actually like manually draw the geometry on the surface rather than drawing it on with the topology brush in one single stroke. It's a little more controlled, but it's an older method of doing it. I usually use that method for lighter things, like say these belt buckles, for example. I mean, you can do it with either way. The Z-sphered method is a little slower, but it's more precise. It's just up to you on how you want to do it. So, okay, I will NLT MW. I'll show you what that means here in a second. When I do, I'll subdivide this belt again, and I'll show you the difference between the crease levels. Okay. So I'm just wanting the strap to go and resolve the same place it resolves on the other side. So, which is right in front of this heel, where the heel connects, like on the concept here. Okay. It's kind of hard to sit and noodle when I feel like I have to be yapping with you guys. It's a unique experience for sure. All right. Hey, Bevel. That's a cool name. All right. How's it going? Welcome to the stream, man. Okay. Belt. Boot belt. Make sure we have everything hidden. And then let's add some thickness to this guy. Yeah, and then people start leaving Ash. They're just like, all right, I'm done watching this guy and not say anything. You know, I'll be honest, I've done it myself. You know, I like watching streamers, but usually I'll kind of put them up on the side while I'm working so I can listen and occasionally peek over and see what they're doing. But if it's just music or just silence, it's yeah, I don't stick around for that long because I can't just sit there and kind of watch, you know, unless it's somebody talking all the time or learning something. Okay. There we go. Looks like I need to tuck that up. This kind of gets tricky when you start overlapping all of these pieces. And you got to resolve something somewhere and tuck another thing in the other place, and yeah, it kind of gets crazy, especially if you start moving stuff and then like something gets out of place and you don't realize it and you come back and you're like, oh man, I missed the thing. It's all broken. Okay, so let's do the panel loop thing again. See how easy that was to manipulate. Now that it's in place, I can just go back to my edge loops and hit panel loop because it has the same settings as it did before. But this time I want to go the opposite direction. I want to go in. So that way you just have to change your elevation to 100 instead of minus 100. Is that what I did? Oh, sorry. I went to minus 100 instead of 100. So 100 pushes it out and minus 100 pushes it in. And then you can also add a bevel. I'll show you the bevel really quick. So if you click on this bevel profile, you'll see how it has this ramp. And that ramp is there because I put it into this project file by default. But normally I think it's flat, or it kind of goes up and across and down. I haven't used it in so long, I can't remember. But if you turn up the bevel to say like 20 or so, then hit panel loop, it will create the backside edge wider than the front. And the reason you would want to do that is because if you're making a game model and you need to project normal maps, the normal map projection won't see a 90-degree angle. It'll only see something with a bevel on it. So you want to have a bevel. Let's see. Oh, hey, Animation Inc. How'd you get that name? That's a cool name. Have you mentioned anything about your classes? I definitely want to sign up. So if you're signed up to get my brushes and user interface and ruler, then you're signed up to receive emails about my classes. And the course is going to be released before the end of the year. So before the end of the year, before the end of this month of April. So I've been working on it for 2 years. It's like my baby, and I have all sorts of anxiety because I'm going to release it out into the world, and it's this thing that I've been working on for 2 years, and it's yeah, it's going to be fun. So I'm really anxious, and I have some free training coming up in front of it. So if you guys have seen my frog tutorial on Gumroad, the free training is like Frog 2.0. It's not a frog, but it's like my new techniques instead of my older stuff. So, and it'll be free, so it'll be fun. It's coming up soon. You want my baby? Oh, do it. Let's see. I don't know if you maybe Aspie will pop the link up there again. He's like the moderator. Oh, thanks for your support, guys. I really appreciate it. I'm really hoping it does well, and I can't wait to meet all the new people in there because I really want to help on a different level. So I'm anxious because it's going to be kind of a hybrid. It's a mentored class, but it's not like an 8-week course. You know, it's like a continuing mentor thing. So it's hard to explain, but I'm going to try it out. I'm going to try the closed Facebook group and things like that. So it should be fun. And I go all the way through to the game character. So it's not just pose it and render it, because you can't really get a job doing that unless you're going into illustration or toys. So I'm going to show you how to take it all the way through into retopology and UVs and map baking and stuff like that. So yeah, that here, let me give you a good link. It's a weird link right now because of I'm having this course hosting software service called Kajabi host it. So that's why it's at my Kajabi right now. Because it's a really, really, really good user experience, and it tracks your progress and all sorts of stuff. So I'm super excited about that. But eventually it'll just be 3dcharacterworkshop.com. I'm still working on that part. My domain is messed up. Okay, so now I want to get the belt creased. So I'm going to go crease polygroups again, and then hit D to try it out. Hit Shift F, and there is the belt, the boot belt. Okay, and if you want to see a higher resolution while you're in this dynamic subdivision mode, dynamic subdivision is like Maya's preview. When you hit number 3 on your keyboard, it's like a subdivision preview. It's not really subdividing it, it's just giving you a preview. So that's what this is. Oh, looks like it didn't crease these. I'm going to solo this. And I need to group by normal again, then crease by polygroup. There we go. Straighten those right out. And if you go to dynamic subdivision, you'll see this smooth subdivision level, and it's set to 2 right now. And if you go up to 3, it'll subdivide it again. And if you go up to 4, you got to be careful because it'll start to get a little hard on your CPU. So ZBrush might cry a little bit if you do that. And so this is where you can see where the crease level comes in. So now that I have the smooth divided level on 4, it only held the crease until level 3. So it stays creased, 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 and then it lets it go. And what that does is it gives you a really nice bevel that's not super crisp the whole time. Because, I mean, there's rarely anything in the world that has that super crisp angle on it. And normal maps and lighting just look better if they're falling across a nicer bevel like this. So that's what you get when you set your crease level to 3. So I hope that answers your question. All right. Selling babies. Oh man. What is the hotkey to open that menu with the okay. So yeah, I'm sorry. So this is my user interface. This is the user interface that you can get from my website. And it comes with this menu right here. And all this menu is it's a bunch of things that I've pulled out of the tool menu. So it's essentially just the tool menu. The only thing in here that's not in the tool menu is the spotlight projection button right here. Everything else you can find over here. And I've labeled these based on where they've come from in the tool menu. It's just so you don't have to dig. You know, this tool menu can get just atrociously long. So I like to have everything right at my fingertips. So it's a menu, and it's called So. I keep saying So because it's my initials. So I made this menu called SO, and I just put that on a hotkey. And I set it to hotkey 1, but I recommend setting it to hotkey 2 because hotkey 1 is repeat last stroke, and I set that to something else. So I would set it to 2, and then just pop your shortcut menu up all the time. That's what that is. So it's not a shortcut menu that comes with ZBrush. It's one that I made. So, okay, so let's mirror this over. You just hit mirror and weld, and then it just goes right over there. Remember, mirror and weld only works from screen left to screen right. Hey, Zomax, how's it going? Welcome, welcome. All right, we're getting full of more people. Let's see, what time is it? We got 8:51. Okay, 8:51 my time, so I guess it's 7:51 Pacific time. Okay, let's make this little buckle. I'll show you what I'll show you the other topological method of making topology. It's kind of hard to say. Let's see. So every time you make something new, like a new piece of armor, a new piece of clothing, or whatever you're going to be using the underlying geometry for, like say if I'm going to be drawing a belt buckle on this belt, I don't want to draw it right on this belt. I want to make a duplicate of it because most likely I'll be trashing that belt. Okay, so you just always want to duplicate it and then grab the duplicated one. It doesn't matter. And then it doesn't have subdivision levels. This doesn't work with subdivision levels. Then what you do is you go to append, or actually insert. Let's do insert. And the difference between append and insert is just where it's going to place what you append or insert into the subtool list. So append will put the new object on the very bottom of the list, and insert will put it right below your current subtool. That's the only difference between the two. So maybe you learned something off that. I don't know. Maybe you already knew it. Okay, so let's hide the other belt, and then we will insert a Z-sphere, and it's gigantic. So we're going to make it smaller. And this is just under deformation size. And then all you have to do, this is not on my custom menu, is go to Topology and then Edit Topology. You turn that on and now you're in topology mode. And all you have to do is just start to draw topology on the surface of your model. All right. So here's how this works. So it's Z-spheres, and they kind of look like bones. If you're used to using bones in Maya, it just kind of looks like that. It doesn't act like it, but you'll see these little dots. It's kind of hard to see, but when I hover over it, it makes this red dot. And then if I want to make it active, I hit Control and tap, and it will make this active, and that's where I'm going to be drawing from. Okay, and then I'm going to tap to make another one, and these will become vertices. Tap, tap, and then you just kind of keep going along, and then when you make 4, it's going to make a quad. Okay, and it's always going to draw from the very last one that you put down, unless you connect it, and then it'll keep it down here. And if you want to change where that red circle is, you just hold down Control and tap on a different dot. And you can even tap in the middle of a line and it'll put it there. Sometimes. Oh, not hitting Control. Just tapping on that. And if you want to get rid of a line or a dot, you just hit Alt and tap on there and it'll go away. So like I said, this is a little more controlled, but I could probably draw this with the Topology brush much quicker than I can tap these little dots on there. It's debatable, I guess. Okay, so there's a belt buckle. And if I want to make it real, I can hit A. Let's hit solo. And it's going to fill that in. And it's also subdividing at once. I don't want it subdivided, so I go to adaptive skin and turn the density down to 1. And that makes it go to just the single level without being subdivided. Now, if I want to keep that, if I like it, then I hit Make Polymetric